Hey everyone, welcome back to Paper Therapy with Amy. Today I am going to recreate this layout. You may have recognized it from the process video I made in the past about this one. I have a totally different layout to create with a starburst pattern. It's going to be a little different, but very similar to this design. So the pictures I have are not going to look good on this background, but I'm going to show you anyway. Remember when there was all these beautiful northern lights and everybody was taking wonderful pictures of them? I see this one here is, I cut the edge off there, but I think I'm going to be able to hide that because I think I'm going to hide it with something in here. Or I could do this one here. There we go. And so I think like even down in Ohio and all kinds of places you guys were seeing northern lights, so it's pretty cool. I need this white edge, so I have to be strategic about this. Maybe let's do it like this. I could go right to the edge. So this is what I want to do, and I'll show you now the paper that I have. And lots of you are going to recognize it. It came from a paper pack from Close to My Heart called Aurora. These are the two sheets that I'm for sure going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use anything else from that specific paper pack. And I might try, I'm for sure going to try and bring in some of this paper from the Botanical papers. And then Botanical Textures or something they're called. And then this one here too, I've been inking a little bit on the corner to see if it would look good. So I'm going to try. I'm not sure about this one yet, if it's going to get too busy with that one in there. So, and I do want to bring in some purple cardstock. I have this color here, which really goes well with my pictures. But I just want it in very small doses. So I'm going to use that one in very small doses. Probably just little lines in between my burst pattern. So because I want to show some of the pattern on this paper, I definitely want to make my bursts wider and bigger. So I'm going to create a template like I did the last time. And if you want to see how I do that, then I'll link this video down below or after so you can watch the video of this layout so you can see how I did it. I'm not going to do it all in front of you again, but I did start my template out. So here and here, so you can, I'm not sure if you can see the pencil marks, but they're here. So what I'm going to do is cut this out and number these so that I don't get them mixed up. And then I'm going to try and create this with just the purple going across here. Just a tiny bit of purple. I'm going to try and keep that as narrow as I can. I might even not do them angled. I might just do them straight and just have split the difference. But we'll see. I think they might look better angled. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I wanted to show you what I've been doing and how I've been doing it. Just gonna try and blend this out a little bit more. I am gluing these pieces down and I'm inking around them. These ones are glued, but I wanted the purple to kind of go over top to kind of cover the seams. And I also wanted to darken up this purple with some, make it look more like a night sky. So I've got the archival black from the old Close to My Heart inks, and I'm just gonna ink around the edge. I started trying the intense black first, but it's got more of a brown tint to it, and this has more of a blue purple tint, which is what I want. I feel like it makes it blend. I don't think this is the correct purple that was in this paper pack, so this helps it to blend in better. Right, so this is gonna go like that, and see how good that looks? It looks so much better to me. So, and then these ones I did ink around the edges just in case you do see the edges. I wanted it to kind of darken towards the edge. Oh, this is to go all the way that way. And this isn't perfect here, but it's going to be covered up. So I worried more about it looking perfect here. So let's get some straight black. And I like to use this rather than the ink pad just because I'm wanting I'm wanting a faded look. I want it to get lighter and fade out to the edge, and that's what it does when you kind of angle your brush like that. I guess actually I want it getting darker towards the edge, not lighter. In the previous layout I showed you at the beginning of this video, I did the same thing. It's from Allison Davies that I kind of scrap lifted it, and she has a video on it as well. And I will link the other video to the other layout that I did, and in that video's description is Allison Davies' video is linked as well. And she made it continue on to both pages, but only half the page, just like this. Let's bring those pictures back in and see how it looks. And yep, this is exactly what I was envisioning. Now, I know everybody's probably just amazed at these photos, and I'm amazed at them too, but I do want to remind you that a digital camera or a phone camera really enhances northern lights. So they weren't quite this colorful to the naked eye, but yeah, these pictures are incredibly beautiful, and I have seen them this colorful in life before. So this is roughly how I want it laid out, and I have this stamp set, and it has these evergreen trees in it, which I thought were really cool. And you'll remember I did white embossing on a layout recently, and so I decided I'm going to try black embossing, and I also wanted to add a little bit of this. It's a former Stampin' Up product, but it's called Dazzling Diamonds. So I just used my fingers to sprinkle a little bit over top of what I stamped, and then this is how they turned out. So kind of pretty. So I thought that this would fit really good right there. I think I like it there the best. And I'm gonna have a little gap over here, I think, so I'm gonna have to put something there. But another thing I did is, if you recall, this paper here had some trees across the bottom, and so I fussy cut them out in case I wanted to use them. And they might look kind of good. I don't know if I could trail them off somehow. Like there's some shorter ones here, so then I don't know. Doesn't want to go under. I trimmed these trees down to make them be able to go across the whole layout, and I'm not in love with them, but I'll just leave them there for the time being and see what I think. And I'm going to work on coloring the leaf paper in the background. I want it to be green and black, not white and black. I'm going to use a blending brush and some sage ink, and I'm going to get some color on these leaves. I just want to color where they're going to show, so I'll just kind of go around the edges. I did have a little bit of pine ink. I had the pine ink out as well, and I did use a little bit of pine ink here and there too, but I think I liked the sage the best. Somehow I had mismeasured just a little bit, and the frame on the bottom was larger than the frames on the side and top. It was supposed to be 1 inch all the way around. So I will just add this little bit of purple on the bottom. I've inked it up to match the other purple, and then that kind of caps off the bottom and it stretches it out to that 1 inch mark. So I just want to have this picture where all the starbursts are kind of coming from, and it's got the silhouette of my husband and I watching the northern lights. We kind of stood up on a hill and my friend took that picture. It turned out pretty good. I did crop it and enhance it a little bit because it was kind of not, like it was really far away. So I made it look a little bit better. But the other pictures are just how they came out on my phone camera. I have this evergreen tree die, and I'm going to cut some evergreens out because the ones that I cut out from the paper just were not working out for me. So I'm going to use these ones here and kind of place my title into them so that it has somewhere to sit, and then I can use some of those in a few other places along with my black kind of sparkly trees that I made. I do not think that Stampin' Up! Currently carries a row of evergreens die like this, but spoiler alert, there is one coming up. It's currently in pre-order, but it's going to be on the online only, like a release of items, I think for May 6th, and there's some mountains and a few really cool stamps and die cuts that I think you'll be really excited about. And one is a row of evergreen trees, similar to this, a little bit different shaped, but similar to this. I am going to start my embellishing process now. I don't think this layout needs tons of embellishing, but I do want to add those evergreens just to kind of give it this feeling of the night that we were out there looking at these lights. The evening that we saw these lights, this is actually from two different evenings. The ones that are sort of straight up in the sky above, one of them I think looks a little bit like an angel. It's so pretty. We had actually had quite a few nights in the summer that they were really visible. And there was even one night I think people were seeing them in Ohio and all over the place because I don't know what exactly has to be all right, but it's some sort of solar flares and everything has to be in tune for you to be able to see it everywhere. So yeah, it was beautiful. We drove out to our friends that live way out in the country, and they have a big hill behind their house. So we just walked up that big hill. And so it was like 360 views all around us, and it was really beautiful. And as I said, the phone cameras definitely do enhance the lights a little bit. But I have seen them look like this even back in Manitoba when I lived there. I added some of these iridescent gems. Some of them I added in groupings and some of them I added just over top of stars that were in the patterned paper in the background. And I just think it turned out really pretty. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments and give me that thumbs up. Push that button if you don't mind. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time here on YouTube. Bye.